Here we are, finally. Hello, Ali Ross. This is the funniest column of the week. It's Ali Ross's TV column in The Sun, brilliantly written. I recommend it every Friday in The Sun. And by an extraordinary coincidence, guess who my next guest is? It's Isabel Oakeshott. No, it's Ali Ross. Hello, Ali. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kevin. I just thought that was a spontaneous tribute to me there, and there was nothing to do with me actually being the next guest.
Yeah, it was spontaneous. So then they told me while I was paying tribute to you that you were waiting to come on the show. So what a happy coincidence, as I say. Now, let's first of all talk. I'm sorry, I'm a bit upset today, Ali, as you can imagine, because the dynamic duo, the dazzling duo, Claudia Winkleman and Tess Daly, are leaving Strictly Come Dancing. I think... is it after 21 years or something like that? Anyway, after a long, long time. I gather Tess Daly, she's moving on to Panorama, is that right? And, of course, Claudia will carry on with Traitors, the Celebrity Traitors, or whatever the hell it is. So what does that mean, though, them leaving Strictly? Are they leaving the sinking ship? They are, aren't they?
Well, it's got that feeling about it. I was watching daytime telly yesterday. I won't name the person responsible, but he said it's like a JFK moment, isn't it? You'll just remember where you were. Steady on, mate.
JFK. In the future, everyone will remember exactly where they were when they learned that Claudia Winkleman and Tess Daly were leaving Strictly Come Dancing. But are the dazzling duo, they're deserting the sinking ship, aren't they?
Well, the graph is certainly pointing down now for the show. Celebrity Traitors is, ironically, with Claudia in charge of that, has put it in sharp focus that it's just no longer top dog at the BBC, as it has been for years. And there was such an arrogance about the show as well, and it thought it could do without decent bookings. And you can see where that's led it this year. It's just a flat experience watching it. It feels like it goes on far too long. And you can accuse I'm a Celebrity of many things, but Nigel Farage on a couple of years ago, it always tries, it understands the importance of the contestants, and Strictly just really fancied itself. It thought it didn't have to try. And I think time has caught up with it. It just feels stale, and these two are probably getting out while the going is still reasonably good. Although, as you say, I don't think Newsnight's going to be knocking on Tess's door.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, on the off chance that anybody's remotely interested, who do you think might replace Tess and Claude?
Well, I've seen, of all people, Mel and Sue suddenly being...
Oh, my God.
If you want to finish that show off, that's the appointment you should make. I'm sure it will be incredibly diverse, equal and inclusive when they come to... But I've written just an aside because of the day it broke. I couldn't write too much about it, but I said, if you want to take it in a different direction and actually make it funny, because Strictly's never made the most of the fact it can be really funny, get Graham Norton to do it, because he's far more talented than any of the names that have been mentioned in the betting.
I've got an idea. How about this? Because the BBC would like this.
You're putting yourself forward here, Kevin.
Yeah. I'm a natural for it. I've always loved Strictly, so I'm a natural for it. I think Claire Balding and Gary Lineker as a double up. What do you think?
Well, if you want to kill it off, that would probably work quicker than Mel and Sue or some of the other names. I don't know if I could bring myself to watch it, even in a professional capacity, if those two were in charge.
Yeah. Talking about, you know, what I've said this to you before, being a former TV critic, not in your league, of course, Ali, but one of my great joys in life now is not having to watch TV.
Yeah.
And
what's it like out there, Kev?
My wife has started to watch Celebrity Traitors, so I've watched about 3 minutes, and already I hate it with a passion. You know, I just it's just torture. But of course it's very, very popular. Let's talk about your column today, every Friday. You are zoning in on woke jokes on The Last Leg, that dreadful woke comedy show, alleged comedy show on Channel 4. The normally very funny Frank Skinner is in your sights. Tell me the crime that Frank has. I mean, I think he's a funny guy, but
Frank Skinner is a funny guy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have dwelt on his weird road to Damascus conversion to wokery. But he was on last week, and whether it's the surroundings or he genuinely has changed and is no longer considering comedy as a career, I don't know. But he suddenly went into this rant about how spitting image was wrong to turn Paddington Bear into a coke-snorting South American gangster, because it's just wrong, because he's such a positive image of a migrant.
Of a migrant.
Yeah. I'd been to the pub, so I watched it again the next morning just to make sure that I wasn't seeing things. This was the same Frank Skinner that was, I think I've called him the godfather of laddism there, but is now pulling up the drawbridge for anyone else to make.
Well, I think he's been infected by being around those losers, Josh Widdicombe, Alex Brooker, Adam Hills on the dreadful Last Leg. I mean, their wokery is obviously infectious, and poor old Frank's caught it.
Yeah, it's a real echo chamber, that, Stuart. You get a round of applause. You say anything left-wing, they'll go nuts for it. I think you would struggle in that environment, to be honest, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, you'd be no slouch yourself. I think you and I.
I would hope not.
Yeah. Look, we should start our own left-wing comedy show. Kev and Ali. I think it'll work. Ali, gotta go. Great to talk to you. We've got to have a drink very soon. It's been too long. Ali Ross, a brilliant TV critic at The Sun. Read his column today and every Friday.